Hello students, welcome to another session of the subject Computer Concepts and C Programming. In the previous session, we learnt about various types of input-output operations that can be performed. In that, we learnt three important input-output operations. Number one, console input-output operations. If you are performing input-output operations through standard input-output devices, then we call it as console input-output. Number two, disk input-output. If input-output operations are performed on files residing on the disks of the computer, we call it as disk input-output. And the third one is the port input-output. If the input-output operations are performed through the port of the computer, we call it as port input-output. In this session, we are going to learn about formatting of integers, floating numbers as well as characters. Also, we are going to discuss some simple C programs. So students, let's start with formatting of integers, floating numbers as well as characters. Now, we need to understand why we require formatting. Students, whenever you prepare a letter or whenever you write a letter, that letter will be of proper formatted structure. Why you are doing that? You are doing that because the letter will be easy for understanding and also the letter will be in a presentable form or structure. For these reasons, we do the formatting. Formatting is applicable for all kinds of documentations. Similarly, when we have output to be displayed in the monitor, then we want the output to be in a properly formatted structure. For this reason, we need to do the formatting of integers, floating numbers as well as characters. Why we are talking about all these three? Because these are the three different types of data types we are working with more frequently. Let's now begin with the formatting of integers. Integers are nothing but whole numbers. How we can format integers, we'll see now. There are basically three types of formatting you can perform on whole numbers or integers. One is the width or number of characters. You can specify the total width of characters or the width of the integer that will be displayed in the monitor. Next is the alignment. Alignment refers to whether you want to align the output or the numbers or the integer either on the left side or the right side. So you have left alignment or right alignment. So left or right. And the next form of formatting is the zero filling. What is this zero filling? Zero filling means that before the actual number, preceding it with or appending it with zeros. So these are the three ways in which you can format integers. Now we'll see how to work with all the three types of formatting. The syntax for formatting is %WD, where W specifies the width and D is nothing but the format specifier for integers. See students, %WD, D for integers you use %D. For formatting you give additional instruction represented by the character W. Here you are going to specify an integer which tells how many number of characters it can accommodate or it has to accommodate. We'll take one example. Percentage 6D. Percentage 6D means 6 characters length. One, two, three, 4, 5 and 6. We'll take an example, x value as 3, 5 and 6. Okay. Suppose this instruction has been given for formatting. How this 3, 5, 6 will be displayed in this 6 characters width. Since it is plus indicates right alignment and minus indicates left alignment. So since we have not specified any negative sign over here, it is assumed to be positive. So positive indicates right alignment. So from right 3, 5, 6 will be displayed. This is how the compiler will display this number. Now we'll see what will happen if we give minus sign. Now we have given minus 6D. So minus indicates this is for left alignment. So it starts displaying the characters from left part of the screen. Okay. So this is how the compiler will display the output at 356 on the monitor. Now we'll take an example for zero filling. For zero filling, you have to precede percentage 0, 6D. 0 indicates zero filling, 6 indicates total width and D indicates the integers. So 0 filling, append 0 before the numbers. So 3, 5, 6 will be displayed as right alignment because of positive, and 0 filling means append 0 before the number. Obviously we cannot append the zeros after the number. If we append it after the number, the value of the number itself changes. This is how the formatting of integer works. Now we'll take one more example. What will happen if the total width is small and the length of the numbers is high? Now I have taken x value as 1, 2, 3, 4 and I will consider percentage 3D. So percentage 3D means 3 characters width. The total length width is 3 characters. But how many numbers are there over here? It is a 4-digit number. So in this case it can accommodate 3 digits or 4 digits. What will the compiler do? Whether it will display 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4. Students, compiler will display all the digits because number has got more prominence than the formatting instructions. So it will ignore that and display 1, 2, 3, 4 as it is, even though you have specified 3 digits of width. So students, now we have learned formatting of integers. So this formatting instruction has to be given in the printf statements. That's the function you use to display the output on the screen. Now we will see formatting of floating numbers. For formatting floating numbers, we use percentage w.xf. Here w indicates width or number of digits. X indicates precision or number of digits after decimal point. Okay, we take suitable examples. We take x as 123.557 and we'll give the formatting instructions as percentage 6.2f. Now 6 indicates total number of digits. Total number of digits in the case of floating point number indicates that all the digits including the decimal point. So decimal point is also considered as one of the character for this number. Okay. Now we'll see how this instruction will display the output 123.557. So how many characters width are there over here now? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. How many digits are there after the decimal points? 2 digits. So this also is considered as one of the digit. 557, the precision will round to 56. So 56 will be displayed here and 123 will be displayed as it is. So this is how the compiler will display 123.557 in the case of floating point number. We will take one more example. Here we are considering 23.557. The total number of characters or the way in digits it can accommodate including the decimal point and digits after the decimal point is 6. So the compiler will display exactly like this 23.56. It will not display the anything on the first place. Why? Because it is right alignment. You have not given a negative sign. Now we will see one more example. Here we are considering percentage 0.2f. We are not bothered about total width of digits or total width of characters to accommodate the floating numbers. We are only giving instructions to format the digits after the decimal point. We want 2-digit precision. So as per this example, 557 will be displayed as 56. So output will be something like this, 123.56. So students, I hope you have understood the working of formatting of integers as well as floating point numbers. In the same way, formatting of characters is also there. So the character formatting is same as formatting of integers. That's the reason I'm not going to explain or discuss about that in this session. So if you are comfortable in formatting of integers, the same is applicable for formatting of characters or string. Over here, only thing what changes is percentage WC or percentage WS. So only the last format specifier changes. So this is for character, this is for string. I hope you have understood. Now let us discuss some of the simple programs in C. Alright students, the very first program we are going to discuss is program to compute simple interest. We have already discussed while learning flowcharts as well as algorithms. What is the formula for simple interest? So you know very well SI is equal to P into T into R whole divided by 100. So if you know this formula, building up the program logic will be very easy. So if you observe this, there are three variables as input and one variable as output variable. Alright, and 100 is a constant. Now let's start writing the program. Hash include stdio.h. So this is the preprocessor directive to include the standard input output .h, that is library function, to the program. So we are going to use printf and scanf. That is the reason we have to include this. Suppose we don't write this statement, then compiler will throw an error that it is not able to recognize printf and scanf. Why? Printf and scanf belongs to studio.h library. Next, the main function, void main parenthesis, open the flower bracket, declare the variables. So what kind of variable it has to be declared? All are, whether we have to declare it as an integer, whether we have to declare it as a floating number. Since we know that anything having a division sign will result in a floating number, so we'll go with the floating point declaration. So float P, T, R as well as SI. So these are the variables that we have declared. Now we'll write printf statements to accept the input, that is P, T and R. Printf enter principal /n scanf %f ampersand P. Next, printf enter time /n scanf %f ampersand T. Then we need to accept the rate. Printf enter rate /n. Why we are using /n? To display in the next line scanf %f ampersand R. We have accepted all the three inputs. Now we have to write the processing instructions for formula. SI is equal to, in the bracket, P into T into R, close the bracket and whole divided by 100. Alright, so computation is over. We need to display the result. Printf S simple interest is equal to %.2f /n SI. So we are using formatting instructions which we learnt just now. That means we want 2-digit precision. So we have completed displaying the output. Now we need to close the flower bracket of the main function. So this completes the program for calculating simple interest. Once again I am going to explain, students. So this is a comment line. Remember, comment are ignored by the compiler. It's only for our reference and for documentation purpose. Next is the preprocessor directive to include the library file stdio.h. and then we have the main section. Remember, every program should have one main function. Without that, the program will not execute. So then we are going to declare the variables, and we are declaring as floating variables all the variables ptr as well as si, which we discussed. Then we are writing individual printf and scanf, that is output and input statements, to accept each of the input variable. We can write one printf statement as well as one scanf statement to accept all the variables all together at one go, but I am writing it separately because these are the first basic programs you are learning. Let it be in an elaborate manner. So we have accepted the inputs, then we are computing the simple interest using the formula, and then we are displaying the simple interest result. So this is the program. Now we will take up one more program to swap two variables, or this program to swap the contents of two variables. Let's take two variables as x and y and assign values. X is equal to 10 and y is equal to 20. So what is the output we are expecting? So the output should be x value as 20 and y value as 10. So this is what swapping means. We are exchanging the contents of two variables. How to do this swapping, we'll see now. Assume that you have two glasses. In one glass you have Pepsi in it, and in another glass you have Fanta. Now I am asking you to interchange the contents. That is, whatever is there in the Pepsi glass, put Fanta in it, and whatever is there in the Fanta glass, it should be replaced by Pepsi. How to do that? If you just take and pour, it will get mixed up and you are going to lose the contents of Pepsi as well as Fanta. If you take this glass and pour it over here, you are going to lose the Pepsi as well as Fanta. How to do this? What you do is take one extra glass. Okay? So once you take an extra glass, first step, take the Pepsi glass and pour it to this. So now this extra glass has got Pepsi and this Pepsi glass is now empty. What is the next step? Now since this is empty, take the Fanta glass and pour it over here in the Pepsi glass. So now this Pepsi glass has got now Fanta and this is now empty. Now what is the next step? Take the extra glass contents, that is Pepsi, and pour it over here in the Fanta glass. Now you have interchanged the contents with the help of one additional glass. This is how you can solve this problem. Let's now build the program. Okay, we need to declare variables. I am going to declare it as integer variables, integer x, y, and that extra glass or extra variable I am calling it as temp. Now I will write printf statement to accept, or I'll write it as enter value for x and y slash n. Scanf %d ampersand x comma ampersand y. In only one scanf I am accepting both the variables. So we have accepted the input. let me display the contents of x and y. Printf before swapping. /n printf x is equal to %d/t. I want some spaces after I display x, so I'm going to use /t escape sequence. Y is equal to %d/n x comma y. Remember students, whenever we are using scanf, we use ampersand symbol along with the variable so that it is stored in the address, whereas while printing we are not using the address symbol, that is the ampersand symbol. Only we are calling the variables, or when only we are referring the variables. Now we have displayed the initial values, that is values before swapping. Let's now write the instructions to do the swapping. So what did we do first? First we took an extra glass and poured it with Pepsi, that is X. And then what we did was that Pepsi glass we replaced it by, when we poured the Fanta content. Then whatever is there in the Y, we put it in. So X value will be assigned to temp, then contents of Y will be copied to X, and then contents of temp will be copied to Y. So this is very easy now after we learned that. Now we will display the result, that is after swapping. Printf x is equal to %d/t, y is equal to %d/n x comma y. We have completed. Close the flower bracket of the main block. Now we have completed this program. Isn't it easy? Very easy. Declare the variables, two variables and an extra variable, and then printf statement to accept the value for x and y using scanf, accept the values, display the values, initial values, that is the before swapping, and then write the instructions to do the swapping which we learned just now, and then display the output, that is after swapping what are the values. So using the printf statements. I hope you have understood. The next program we are going to discuss is program to compute area of a rectangle, triangle as well as circle. Again very basic and simple. Only thing we need to know the formula of area of rectangle, circle as well as triangle. So area of rectangle is length into breadth. Area of triangle is half base into height. Area of circle is pi r square. Now we'll declare the variables and then write the instructions to compute the area. How many variables we need to declare? Two variables for rectangle, two variables for triangle, and only one variable for circle. And similarly, three output variables, that is area of rectangle, triangle as well as circle. Alright. Hash define pi as 3.14. Now I am going to define a symbolic constant pi and giving the value 3.14, because area of a circle has got pi r square, so I am not writing 3.14 there. I am declaring a symbolic constant. Void main declare the variables, let it be all in float, length, breadth, BD, and then base, height, HT, and then R. Also, in the next line I am going to declare variables, output variables, try, rect, and then CIR. So these are the input and output variables. I could have declared it over here only using the comma operator, but I want to reserve some space over here. That's the reason I am writing it in the next line with separate float keyword. Let's accept the variables, input variables. Printf, enter length and breadth, /n, scanf, %f, ampersand, len, remember you need to use the same name of the variable, ampersand, bd. Now we'll compute the area here itself. RECT is equal to LEN into BD. Finished computing the area. Now we'll accept base and height of triangle. Enter base and height of triangle. You can write /n, scanf, %f, ampersand, base, ampersand, HT. Then try is equal to 1 divided by 2 into base into height, HT. You can use 0.5 into B into base into height also. So I am just, for simplicity's sake, I am using as it is. Now accept radius, enter radius /n, scanf, %f, ampersand, R, CIR, area of a circle is equal to pi, PI in capital letters because I have declared it as capital. That's the convention we follow, into R into R. Students, I have used 2 times multiplication. However, you can also use mathematical functions. For example, POW of R comma 2. So this also will do calculate the power. If you want to use this, then you need to include #include math.h library function. Since I am not declaring any math.h library function, I am just using the R into R multiplication. We have computed area of circle, triangle as well as rectangle. Now the next step is what? To display the output. So I will just display it over here in one sentence statement itself. Printf area RECT is equal to %f/t, try is equal to %f/t, and then CIR is equal to %f, close, and I am going to continue here because it will not be visible. First one is the rectangle, RECT, comma, try, comma, CIR. Now we have displayed the output, we have completed it, close the flower bracket of the main function. So students, we have written one simple program to compute area of a rectangle, triangle as well as circle. I hope that you have understood and follow. These are all very basic in nature. Alright, next we are going to discuss one more program and end today's session. The name of the program is Simple Calculator. In this program we are going to compute addition, subtraction, multiplication as well as division of two input. Let's start with the main function, void main. Declare the variables, two input, right? So I am going to declare the input as x and y and one output, so I will call it as res, result. All I am declaring it as a decimal variable or the floating variable. Accept the inputs, printf, enter x and y slash n, scanf, percentage f two times, ampersand x comma ampersand y. You accepted the input. Now we need to write simple instructions to compute addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Alright, result is equal to x plus y. So this is for addition. What we can do is we can declare more number of variables, that is separate variables for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division to store the result, or only one variable you can use. In this example I have considered only res variable, so therefore I need to display the result instantly, else it will be overwritten. So printf addition, or I will write it in this way, percentage f plus percentage f is equal to percentage f slash n x, y and res. Here we want the output as x plus y is equal to the result. So that's the reason we have used this kind of formatting instructions. You can use 0.2f also. So your wish, I am just keeping it without formatting. We have computed the addition. The next is result is equal to x minus y. Copy the same thing, printf, and make suitable changes. Percentage f minus percentage f is equal to percentage f slash n, that is x comma y comma res. Subtraction is over. Now multiplication, result is equal to x star y. Printf percentage f into percentage f is equal to percentage f slash n, same thing, x, y and result. Now the last thing, that is the last operation, that is x divided by y. Printf percentage f slash percentage f is equal to percentage f slash n, same thing, x, y and res. So we computed all the four operations. Now close the flower bracket of the main function. This is a simple program to compute addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. In this session we learned about formatting integers, floating as well as characters. Also we discussed some basic programs which will be helpful for you to understand how to build program logic or how to write programs. Okay, thank you. Students, now we will see the practical implementation of all the four programs we discussed. First and foremost, make sure the program parameters are set. So if you want to execute any program, click on that particular file and right click, select the option and make sure both compile and link file are enabled. Suppose ಇದೆರಡು enable ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು compilation and as well as execution ಆಗಲ್ಲ. For example, area.c, calculator.c, swap.c, you can see it has been disabled. So ಈ ಮೂರು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು execute ಆಗಲ್ಲ. So I will click on the main.c now. It's already opened. Let me compile it. Okay, enter the principal 1000 ಅಂತ ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಟೈಮ್ 3 years, rate 7%. So simple interest for the input 1003 and 7 is 210. So this is how the simple interest is calculated. Let me explain the program once again. So this is the comment line, double / use ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ಕರ. These will be ignored during the compilation process. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಗೋಸ್ಕರ, ನಮ್ಮ documentation ಗೋಸ್ಕರ we use comments. Then we have studio.h library file inclusion as well as standard library file inclusion. So code blocks ಅಲ್ಲಿ by default ಇದು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. So no need to specifically type all these things. Then you have the main section. ಈ main section ಅಲ್ಲಿ as discussed in the theory class in the video, the same program ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ along with the format specifiers along with formatted output instructions. So this is the output for simple interest. ಇವಾಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು ಸ್ವ್ಯಾಪ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸ್ವ್ಯಾಪ್ನ ರನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ರೈಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್, ಡಿಸೇಬಲ್ ಬೋತ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದೆನ್ ಗೋ ರೈಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಸ್ವ್ಯಾಪ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್, enable both ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Now you can see swap.c has been enabled. Double click on this file and then make some changes over here. ಅಂದರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿಕೋಲನ್ ತೆಗೆದು ವಾಪಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ and then save it. Okay, once you have saved, click on the compiler. Click on the build button to compile. So the program is up to date. Check ಮಾಡೋಣ ಇದು ರನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಂತ. Yes. Enter the value for x. I'll give the value for x as 30 and the value for y as 60. Before swapping, the value of x is 30, y is 60. After swapping, the value of x is 60 and y is 30. So we have successfully swapped the two variables. I have written the same instructions as discussed in the theoretical video session. Okay. Now let us execute the area program. So for that, again, options, disable both, click on the area file or the area program, enable both, double click on it. Here make some changes, okay, and then click on save and compile. Now you can see the build log or the build message. So 0 errors, 0 warning. So let me explain the program. So comment line is there. Here I have defined symbolic constants, hash defined pi 3.14, and you are not supposed to put a semicolon here. Il semicolon hakangilla. And then here I have executed, I have written, and then Here I have written the same statements as discussed in the theory session. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1/2 ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ದಿ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 1/2 ಬೇಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಹೈಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು 1/2 ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಈಸ್ ಆನ್ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್, 2 ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆನ್ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್. ಸೊ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ಬೈ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಆನ್ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್. ಅಂದರೆ 1/2 ಈಸ್ 0.5. 0.5 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ಯಾವುದಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಓನ್ಲಿ 0 ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೆಸಿಮಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. 0 ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಹೈಟ್ಗೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 0 ಇಂಟು ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ 0. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರು ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ 0 ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ 0.5 ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ 1/2.0 ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೂ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ 1/2.0 ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಬೈ ಫ್ಲೋಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಫ್ಲೋಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 0.5 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಹೈಟ್ಗೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂದರೆ ಎರಡು ಥರನೂ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಐ ಕಂಪೈಲ್. ಎಸ್, enter the length and breadth of a rectangle. I'll give 10 and 5. Enter the base and height of a triangle, 10 and again 5. Enter the radius of the circle. I'll give 5 as input. Now you can see the area of rectangle 10 into 5 50. Area of a triangle 10 into 5 50 divided by 2 25 ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸೊ pi r ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ 78.50 ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸಪೋಸ್ 1/2 ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. I'll go back to the program. So what here, I'll make the changes, compile it, again I'll run 10 5 again 10 5 5. See here, area of a triangle 0 ಬಂತು. ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗಿದೆ ಯಾಕೆ 0 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಶ್ಯೂರ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಚ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್. 0.5 ಅಂತಾನೆ ಕೊಡೋಣ. ಇವಾಗ ಕಂಪೈಲ್ ಇಟ್, now run it. I'll give the same input 10 and 5. Here also 10 and 5. Here I'll give radius as 5. See, now area of a triangle 25. Now you know how this type conversions takes place. Automatic type conversion ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 1/2.0 ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ automatic type conversions will take place. All right. Now we'll execute the last program, that is nothing but the calculator program. I'll disable the options of compilation. Calculator program, right click, enable both, double click on the calculator program, make some changes. Don't forget, make some changes. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬಾರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕಂಪೈಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಬಟನ್ ಟು ಕಂಪೈಲ್. Execute it by clicking on the green play button. Enter the value for x. I'll give value as 10. Enter the value of 5. Enter the value for y. I'll give the input as 5. Now I got the results. Addition of two numbers is 15. Difference of two numbers is 5. Product of two numbers is 50. Division of these two numbers is 2. We got the successful results. I hope you have understood the practical implementation. Thank you, students. Please do practice.